What's up, guys? It's me again, Laureen and Miggy.
Welcome back to her channel.
Yeah, welcome back. So, to start the year, right, for some motivation, I guess, I asked you guys on Instagram to send us a few questions about our business, how we started. I remember doing one nung super bago pa yung Hungry Homies. But now that we also have a flow, I figured it would also be a little fun to do this again. But also, share ko lang, we got our coffee from Flow. Nag-take out kami. So, this is our take-out coffee cup. Proud of it, proud of it. Nakasulat, coffee cuz. So, ikaw na bahala kung gusto mo siya yung Instagram stories. But ako, coffee cuz discussion today. Ikaw.
Coffee cause we go with the flow.
We have a few signature lattes and also really good classic cocktails. Signature cocktails at night. Ikilig ako eh. Okay. Before we start, you know what to do. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. And let's start! How long did the R&D take?
I think R&D never stops. But I guess what she meant by this was like, how did we figure out if it's worth selling already?
Oo.
I think nung nag-start talaga kami with like Hungry Homies nga, we started small and we made sure that it's your parang family and friends yung unang makakatikim.
Yeah.
Because number one, they will always give you constructive criticism. And number two, pag sinabihan mo silang wag i-share, hindi nila i-share. So, make them part of the R&D and it probably took us months, siguro mga 2 months of planning. Every week, parang figure out something to do better.
Yeah.
For Flow naman, I think it took us like a month to do R&D because we work with a great coffee consultant in Hans.
Mm-hmm.
And si Ryan naman, our bar director, is also a seasoned veteran when it comes to like concocting cocktails.
Yeah. And honestly, sa lahat ng tao, sarap na sarap sa coffee and cocktails.
So like, parang for me, it was really yung curiosity ko of like flavors. Hanap ka lang parati na i-improve.
Yeah. What inspired the taste and flavors for Hungry Homies? I think it started with just watching a lot of burger videos online before we even got to travel. Kasi during the pandemic, nabuo yung Hungry Homies. And lucky enough that we got to travel latter part of 2021.
It doesn't hurt na yung panlasa ko talaga is inclined towards the comfort food. So if you ask Lau what I cook usually at home,
Comfort
it's like
food talaga.
comfort food. So it's like burgers, pasta,
Chubby
pizza, tacos.
Happy food in short.
Mm-hmm.
Hi Lau, how did you start the process of initiating the business?
Business plan, I think it's important nga to figure out if this business is profitable.
Yeah.
So, aside from pursuing passions, kailangan the business itself makes sense.
Yeah.
Siyempre, you start off with the product, you get the costing of the product, so you know how much you can earn for every piece or every item that you sell.
Yeah.
If the money makes sense, then...
Honestly, I think for us, kapaka lang din talaga. I mean, this is actually our first F&B venture, yung Hungry Homies. So, we're not professionals.
Yeah, the fundamentals are very important.
Yeah.
Hindi pwedeng magbe-business ka, hindi mo alam kung magkano yung binibenta mo or magkano yung ginagastos mo to make a certain item that you're selling.
Real talk, what boundaries have you set in your business in the event of a breakup?
Bawal mag-break.
Bawal mag-break!
Bawal mag-break.
Oy, in terms of few friends also in the past, kaya pa rin naman siya i-navigate through. But I think, bawal mag-break.
Ayaw
Ayaw
din
namin.
namin. But, Hungry Homies kasi, clear naman sa amin that we're 50-50.
And alam din namin yung rules namin when it comes to managing internal stuff.
Yeah, understanding yung strengths and weaknesses ng partner. Filling in each other's gaps is the most important thing. And if ever we do break up, which we won't, the business itself is set up to still continue.
Yeah. How much capital do you need to start a business? Honestly, we really just started out selling 15 burgers to friends. I really remember that was our first ever real money. Parang first transaction, actually.
15 burgers. And honestly, nakigamit pa ako ng kitchen ng magulang ko dun.
And then eventually, moving to the backyard when we were making more than kung ano yung kasya sa kitchen ng parents. Super small. It was a pandemic business. So we really just tried saving as much as we could to be able to put up a small headquarters in your backyard.
Para din hindi kayo mabigla. Go at your own pace. Kung anong kaya, yun muna. Basta as long as you're putting out a good product. Pero, yun nga, we reinvest. I think that's the most important thing more than having like a big capital to begin with. na, oh, how do we spend our money? It was more on us making money and reinvesting it in the company instead of like having like a starting budget or capital.
Oh, and tansya talaga and gut feel sometimes work.
Parang we intentionally made it a point not to overspend. Hindi rin malaki yung hahabulin natin. Hindi rin malaki yung kailangan nating i-return on investment.
In short, ROI.
Wow.
Do you take salaries?
Sometimes. Sometimes. We take salaries to afford yung mga gusto natin gawin, but it's always within reason. Pero kung hindi ko kailangan ng salary, di ako kuha.
Yeah.
I reinvest it. You'll see it naman when we travel, when we splurge, ganun. Wala din kasi tayong kahati.
Bawal ka rin mag-splurge 24/7, di ba? Tipid-tipid pag may time. Tips on doing business with siblings partner. Is it hard due to possible conflicts? Hindi naman away, argument lang. Kasi syempre, both of you guys have different thought process.
Tricky din talaga yung parang in a relationship, you talk a certain way and when you get to like business meetings, it's hard to like keep changing hats. So minsan, hindi lang nagkaka-align, but I don't think it's impossible. Is it hard? Not so hard.
Honestly, for me, I really enjoy working with you. And yung mga arguments, hindi talaga siya maiiwasan. And I'm not talking about just with the sibling or a partner, but even with your workmates, di ba? Sometimes meron kayong mga small discussions. Kasi nga, you guys really brainstorm.
It's tricky, but it's not impossible as long as the intention of the partnership is for everyone to succeed. Normal naman yung mga away-away.
What are your working schedules like? Aside from Flow and Hungry Homies, I still have my own job. No Hungry Homies and akin pa lang, medyo mas kaya ko pa siya. But now that I have Flow under my umbrella also, I recently just hired a new girl to help out. So for me, wala akong parang 9 to 5 na schedule. My schedule is really like as the day go.
I really tried my best to spend time in the business. Feels like a new car. You bought a new car, di ba? Yung parang gusto mo lang siya sakyan, test drive, feel it out, learn about your new baby. Iba pag entrepreneur, iba pag business owner ka kasi parang Ramdam mo Ramdam mo hanggang pagtulog. Yung parang minsan, chine-check ko pa yung CCTV ng Hungry Homies just to make sure everything's okay before I sleep.
So, both of you have successful careers. Why venture to F&B business? I think Miggy knows this. It's always been a dream of mine also to have a coffee cocktail bar. But to start with, it was really Miggy who started it all.
Oo nga eh. Kaya nga parang hindi tayo both. Well, I was pretty okay before and venturing into the F&B biz. Pero ikaw kasi successful ka talaga. Aww. Proud of you.
Thank you.
But ako talaga, it was a shift. Because like I had to leave behind like what I was doing to focus primarily on the business. Nag-cost benefit ako of like, okay, this is what my income was in my previous job. Kumbaga kahit anong effort na ilagay ko pa dun, yun na yun. And the other one was Hungry Homies na humahabol because of all like the support that we've been getting. But I realized that my time was split.
Yeah.
So that when it was time for me to decide, if I invested more time in Hungry Homies, may potential pa siyang tumangat.
If you feel like may umaangat sa isa, go with that feeling.
Yep.
What is something you have to give up to be able to start your business?
Time.
What was the most challenging hurdle in expanding Hungry Homies from pop-up to permanent store? So we really had to navigate how we were gonna handle the permanent store given na iba na yung mechanics ng lahat. Kasi syempre nung pandemic, delivery lang. We had like a weekend sheet thing where every Monday lalabas yung form. Tapos every luto namin is just weekend. So I think the transition from just doing a pandemic business to a brick and mortar was the most challenging for me.
For me naman was actually hiring people outside of my circle.
Yeah.
Because like during the pop-ups, it was really a family-run business. Like my siblings would help, mga helpers namin in our family business help. But when we opened the permanent store, we opened ourselves up to hiring outsiders talaga. We were lucky enough to be able to hire staff that understood.
So if you guys haven't been to our store in Makati, daan kayo.
I
Homies sila. How do you keep motivated? Pag hindi kami gumalaw, walang gagalaw. And that is the biggest motivation.
When you're feeling burnt out, it's really important to recharge. Kailangan mong maramdaman din yung pinapaghirapan mo ever so often.
How do you manage inventories? What is the process for your fast-consuming items?
So this is what I learned. Have a very reliable POS kami, we use StoreHub. It's not the cheapest option, but for me, their inventory system is very helpful. Pero at the same time din kasi, you really need to check it manually pa rin. It's a stressful balance of automation and manual checking just to make sure that everything checks out.
Align. How to start costing.
You literally need to have a very reliable weighing scale, measuring cups, measuring spoons, and yung resibo sa grocery. Weigh and measure everything, know how much it costs. The costing does not lie.
Important din in every industry na alam mo kung magkano yung kikitain mo. Because you're in it to win it.
Yeah.
And we're all working hard for
And
it.
iba siya for food, iba siya for like merch. So iba-iba yung mga markups depending on the product. So it's nice to also research, check out how much others are pricing their items and seeing how you fit in the entire process.
What part of the process was most exciting and most daunting? Usually exciting is ito na, magbubukas na.
I remember like the first day we opened Hungry Homies and Flow, yung waiting for like the first customer is both the most exciting and like scariest part of opening a business because you never know like
Happy ba sila?
Chef, pupunta ba sila dito? Or like
Gets.
like when will the first person come in? But like at the same time you're excited because you're seeing everything and you're ready.
Yeah.
So ayun.
Totoo naman, totoo. How did you create the menu for Flow and was it based on your favorites?
Yes, actually. The menu for Flow was developed taking into consideration a lot of like nostalgic flavors that we like. The root beer float, we like cereal milk latte using like our favorite cereal. But the idea behind it is to make it as accessible as Hungry Homies burgers. I know what the root beer float is. Like, I'll order that. Or like, ubes and cream. Oh, that sounds great.
Sarap ng ubes
I'll
and
order
cream.
that. Or like, a candy. Oh, I love candy.
Oo, totoo.
I'll order that. We don't want to intimidate anyone with the cocktails.
How did you hire the right employees, especially employees who will handle cash payments?
How? We're lucky because for us, we limited our hiring blasts through our social media channels lang. So most of the people that apply are the ones that heard about it through our pages by following us, ganun. So in a sense, they kind of know what we're looking for. And then in terms of like cash handling, it's difficult. It's important to have a CCTV just so
You oversee everything, even if you're not in the store.
kahit na wala namang masamang balak yung staff nyo, it's a precautionary measure to ensure that everything is protected, ganun. I know that it's hard to trust people with the cash, but ideally, kailangan yung gumawa ng system internally sa inyo na parang kailangan i-deposit to agad. Tapos kailangan i-send yung mga deposits.
Or like cross-signing.
Witnessing,
balance
gano'n.
ba, witness.
So, hindi ka pwedeng mag-trust sa
bahala na.
isang person lang, tapos bahala na. So, there needs to be a sense of accountability and it all comes down to like, anong system na ginagamit nyo.
How do you and Miggy keep the boundaries between boyfriend-girlfriend and as business partners?
Set meetings.
Very, very important. Although, may mga times talaga na, kahit na wala kami sa meeting.
Napapag-usapan.
Especially if it's a really, really good day for Flow or Hungry Homies. Like, you celebrate it together. But if it's really a serious conversation about marketing and planning, set meetings. Hindi kayo pwede yung parang pagkagising, nga pala, yung 11 a.m. Let's meet in the office and talk about it. Kaya ko ba mag-start ng brand? Nakakatakot. Nakakatakot talaga.
Good luck.
And I think if wala kang fear inside of you,
you're not in it for the right reasons.
Yeah. Like fear, happiness, excitement, lahat yan ng emotions mafe-feel mo talaga when you're about to start a business. But for me, if you don't take the risk now, then when?
Imagine mo, if hindi ka takot, tapos nalulugi ka na, tapos di ka pa rin takot. So, yung takot mo talaga will really drive you as well. You should be able to harness that fear and siguro parang turn it into a positive instead na parang it's a reminder that you should always check everything, make sure na
just be on top of everything.
Be on top of everything. Tsaka masaya rin talaga yung parang nagiging extension mo talaga yung staff.
Yeah.
So your staff is only as good as you. And yun nga, kayang-kaya mong mag-start ng sarili mong brand as long as your heart and mind is in the right space.
Yes. Startup travel agency business ko, wiser to get a secretary or a digital marketer?
I think the answer to this is, saan ka bang magaling? Kasi ako, kung tatanungin mo ako, kailangan ko ng secretary kasi hindi talaga ako organized.
Since I've been working sa digital sphere, mas kailangan ko ng secretary. But now that I'm actually doing more for myself, for Hungry Homies, for Flow, I actually just hired a new social media girl. Depends talaga sa skills mo and what you can give and kung saan ka naglalak and kung kailangan mo ba ng tulong sa field na yun. Important tips to keep in mind when planning to start a business based on experience. Sipag at tiyaga.
Ako naman, have the mindset to really stay disciplined because the part that makes your passion into a business is not always your favorite part. It can be keeping up with the daily sales report or like keeping up with the expense report. So those things no one ever talks about because like they only see me making burgers. I need to stay disciplined so that I get to monitor and track those things even if like I hate Excel spreadsheets, di ba? So till now, I still battle with myself on the daily. Na parang, I'd just rather like hang out and like pull espresso shots all day or like watch my bartenders like come up with like different cocktails. But there is stuff like in business talaga na require a lot of discipline and hopefully magawa niyo siya.
What pushed you to, sige, gawin na natin to? I'm that person who told him, gawin mo na talaga to. There was really a point where I told Miggy, I really think you have to do this full time because I super believe in your product. Actually, everyone that tried the burgers, even before we started selling it, said the same thing. It's also very nice to have someone that motivates you talaga to really pursue your passion. And the last one is from our very good friend, Kathy. How much... Yun, lumipat ng Netherlands. Iwang kami. Anyway, how much of your success do you attribute to skills, hard work, and how much to luck? To begin with, I really think we're lucky now when we started because we really have such supportive friends. Everyone who enjoyed the burgers at the very beginning also posted and I think that really helped with our business. Pero hard work talaga is still like a lot of percentage for me.
70% hard work, 30% luck. A big part of me feeling lucky is because I always find the need to humble myself. Every day that I go to the store, I feel like, oh shit.
Ang swerte natin.
At the same time, parang, if I don't cherish this, or like if I don't do well, if I don't work hard, it can get taken away from me and I can't do anything about it. A lot of what I have now, I feel like a big part of it I consider luck. Although, an even bigger part of it then is really like the hard work.
Yeah.
Keep thinking that you're lucky, but always do the work.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
And that is the end of our Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Actually, super dami nag-submit ng questions. I was very surprised. But I guess starting a business is really hard. Even we had a tough job, but it paid off. And hopefully, if you guys want a part 2, let me know by commenting down below. But sana nakatulong to sa inyo.
Walang nagtatanong pero hanap kayo magaling na bookkeeper.
Yes, and with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, you know what to do. Please do not forget to leave some love, like, comment below, and most importantly, subscribe.
Subscribe!
For now, bye guys. We're gonna go to Flow.
Pakita ka lang, Flo.
Bye. Cocktails naman na kami. Bye.